A lot of us underestimate how much our friends want to hear from us. Just let that sink in for a second. You as an individual might think that your friend doesn't care about hearing from you at this moment of time. Maybe you lost touch. Maybe you saw them last week. Maybe you talked to them on the phone 2 days ago. Maybe you haven't spoken in a while. Whatever the case, if you have friends and you want them to stay your friends and you enjoy them as a friend and you enjoy their company, then why not let them know that? Why not keep in touch? Easier said than done. And you might be thinking, well, why do I need to? Well, the reason is social connections are important. They are part of what helps us have long, meaningful, healthy lives. That social connection that we have with our close friends, with friends that we might not be that close to, but we want an opportunity to get to know better, with the people in our social circles. So keep in mind that they do want to hear from you. Okay, so let's talk about some things that you might be able to do, just to share some of my ideas, and I would love to hear what ideas you have yourself. You can send them just a note out of the blue. Just say, I know this is out of the blue. I know this is totally random, but something made me think of you, and here we are. I'm just reaching out to see how you're doing. You can sometimes just straight up call them. Both my husband and I have friends that just might call us. And even though nowadays people tend to text first just to see if you're around or available, there are certain people that have this preference, this communication preference of just calling someone up. That's totally fine. So do that if it makes you feel comfortable, if you feel like it. And if they're not in the position to pick up the phone, maybe they're at work or they're busy or they're out and they don't hear their phone because it's on vibrate, then they won't pick up. They'll call back later. But it's safe to assume that most people probably prefer texts, so you might as well just do that. Some other things that you can do, you know how some apps show you photos from last year or 5 years ago, on this day photos? Those are really fun icebreakers, because if you have photos that you've taken with your friends over the years and maybe one of them you haven't spoken to in a while, you can send them that picture and say, can you believe it's been 10 years? Or do you remember when we had this amazing fun day at that such and such place? That's a great way to break the ice, and it's a great excuse to get into a conversation. So I really like that one. Do the on this day photo, send it to them. You can also send them a funny meme or share a social media post or a YouTube video that you came across or a blog article, something that you think that they would enjoy as well. And it just shows that you're thinking of them, that they're on your mind, that you haven't forgotten conversations you've had, things that you've shared, moments that you've enjoyed together. People do like to hear from you. So keep that in mind. And I really hope that this gave you a little bit of encouragement. Maybe there was a friend that you've been meaning to text, you've been meaning to reach out to, but you just haven't worked up the courage to do so. Instead of thinking, this person doesn't want to hear from me, think, this person wants to hear from me, and I'm going to take that step, and I'm going to reach out. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share it, and maybe this is something that you'll text a friend. Maybe they'll enjoy this little reminder to keep in touch as well, because it is important to maintain our social connections and to keep those social circles healthy. All right, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Happy exploring, everyone.